This is a trial to figure out who is responsible for the deaths of Romeo, Juliet, and why didn't you try to stop the feud between the Capulets and the Montagues?
It wasn't my problem. I never thought it would end up in deaths. They should have known that they wouldn't be together because they were from different houses.
Never mind it not being your problem. Shouldn't you try to keep the peace as instructed to us in Matthew 5:9 and Romans 14:10?
Yes, I should. Thank you, Your Honor, for your wisdom.
Why didn't you let Romeo be in love with Rosaline? And why did you persuade him into picking another girl?
I didn't know that he would fall in love with Juliet. You should have known that Capulets and Montagues don't miss. Don't you dare blame this on me!
Order! Lower your voice and speak to me kindly. You and Romeo were very close cousins. Why didn't you try harder to stop the fight between him and Tybalt that ended in Tybalt's death?
Killed Mercutio. How was I supposed to know that Romeo would retaliate and kill Tybalt? There was no stopping him. It wasn't my fault that he got banished to Montu, and sadly, eventually killed himself.
Tybalt, cousin of Juliet, please come to the stand. If you didn't instigate the fight that ended up in your death, Romeo would never have killed Tybalt, and Romeo never would have been banished. Romeo killed Tybalt because he had murdered Mercutio in vengeance. If you hadn't participated in the fight and gotten killed by Tybalt, Romeo wouldn't have killed Tybalt, and he never would have been banished and separated from Juliet. None of this would have happened, would it? Great. Another dead guy. Paris, the Capulet, who wanted to marry Juliet, please come to the stand. If you didn't ask Juliet to marry you, this never would have happened.
Sensing something. It's Paris. He's saying we were perfect for each other. I don't know why she would pick Romeo over me. Our love was sweet like sugar. He's smiling.
Finally, a dead person that speaks. Please, another person that isn't dead. Why didn't you try to get the letter to Romeo before it was too late?
Pardon me, but I believe I was not informed that this letter would be that much of importance. And it was not of my doing, getting held back. I'm so sorry for what has been happened. There was nothing that I could do.
Ah, Lord Capulet, why would you force your daughter to marry someone she didn't love?
I just wanted the best for her. Paris is wealthy, handsome, kind, and most importantly, a Capulet. He could provide her a good life for my only daughter. I wanted nothing more to see her happy.
Why didn't you accept that she didn't want to marry Paris?
I just wanted the best for her. Paris is wealthy, handsome, kind, and most importantly, a Capulet. He could provide her a good life for my only daughter. I wanted nothing more to see her happy.
Next. Why did you share with Romeo that unfortunate, false news?
I was not aware this information was false. How was I supposed to know that this is how it would end up? I was just passing on information like the faithful servant I am.
Friar Lawrence, please come up. Why would you promote this love when you knew it was wrong and would cause distress among the families?
I knew it wasn't appropriate, especially between the houses that were rivals for years. But I couldn't help myself. I couldn't stop them. Okay. They were in love. I thought it would end the feud between them.
I heard you had a plan with Juliet. What was that plan?
The plan was to have Juliet consume a sleeping potion that would give others the impression that she has died, and Romeo would come and have saved her, and they would run away together and be happy. But the letter beholding this information was not given in this time. This was not supposed to happen.
Why would you give Juliet the potion?
Just wanted to help. I sent dear Romeo a letter. He didn't get it. And
besides, wasn't their marriage unlawful at the time? Juliet being pledged to another man? You brought Juliet's family so much grief, and they believed she was dead. And now that she is dead, if you had never given Juliet that potion to deceive everyone, then Romeo, Juliet, and Paris would not be dead. You were looking after yourself, knowing that if you got caught, you would surely be sentenced to death. This was very irresponsible of you.
Sir, please, you have to understand.
Enough. Friar Lawrence, I regret to inform you that you have prolonged the inevitable. Friar Lawrence, you are deemed guilty of the deaths of Romeo and Juliet. Case closed.
Yeah.
This book has shown us the story of true love between two people that should not have been together due to the rivalry of their families. Through all this, they have found a way to be together and get married, but this happiness did not last long. This book ends with a tragedy of multiple deaths, including lovers, Romeo and Juliet. They didn't just end their lives, but also the feud between the two families. Throughout this book, we learn to think before we act and consider the needs of others.